Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and to our next movie reaction. I'm really excited for this one. This movie just premiered literally just a couple minutes ago. It's 6:10 p.m. On HBO Max. We are about to watch Dune, and if you guys have heard me talk about this previously, you know that I am a big fan of Dune. I got some of my books here that have been read a few times over the years. The original one I've read many times, but then I've read the sequels a couple times as well. I saw the original movie interpretation a bunch of times, you know, the classic Sting and Patrick Stewart as Gurney, and I even have, oh, I should have got that too. I even have somewhere a copy of the DVD of the sci-fi mini-series of Dune, and I watched that thing so many times when I was a kid. So, suffice it to say, I am a fan of Dune. So I've been really looking forward to this movie coming out. You know, it's been delayed a few times, but it's finally here, and I am so hyped to watch this. Just so you guys know, I also am planning to try and go see this in the theater as soon as possible for my second watch. I would like to see it in IMAX, but I don't know if that's going to work out. But I want to make sure that I see this as it's supposed to be seen on a big screen and support financially. So I definitely encourage everybody to do that as well if you're able to do so. But fortunately, we have HBO Max here as an option too, and gives me the chance to watch this all for the first time with you guys right away. So I'm so psyched for this. I can't wait. I've got my popcorn, I got my soda, I'm all ready to go. Yeah, so let's not waste any more time. Let's watch Dune. Here we go. The way the Fremen just came out of the sand there, that was so cool.
Give me the water.
Okay, that was really cool.
Almost.
You'll see.
The seal ring. The seal ring. Yes!
By taking Arrakis from the Harkonnens and making it ours, he sets the stage for a war, which would weaken both houses. But if we hold firm and tap the true power of Arrakis, we could be stronger than ever.
What does that mean? Mining spice, keeping the Fremen in their place? We'd be no better than Harkonnens.
No. By making an alliance with the Fremen. That's what I've sent Duncan Idaho to arrange. Here on Caladan, we've ruled by air power and sea power. On Arrakis, we need to cultivate desert power.
This is rising. The Emperor is a jealous man. A dangerous, jealous man.
He looks sufficiently gross.
You dismissed my mother in her own house.
Come here. There's the white killer. Finn is the little death that brings obliteration.
That was so well done. God.
Was our power. He had to be tested to the limits. So much potential wasted in a male. You were told to bear only daughters, but you in your pride thought you could produce the Kwisatz Haderach. Was I wrong? You're lucky he didn't die in that room. If he is the one, he has a long way to go. His sight is barely awakened, and now he goes into the fire.
They were pointing at us.
Mm-hmm.
What are they shouting?
Listen, Al-Qaib. Voice from the outer world. It's their name for Messiah.
Mm-hmm.
That means the Bene Gesserit have been at work here.
Planting superstitions.
Preparing the way, Paul. These people have waited for centuries for the Lisan Al-Qaib. They see you. They see the signs.
It's like,
You see what they've been told to see.
thanks for putting a tremendous amount of pressure on me.
To Atreides means nothing to our order. But his wife is under our protection, and by extension, her son. Allow them the dignity of exile.
He's like,
House Harkonnen would never dream of violating the sanctity
Like-
of your order.
I'm gonna tell you that, and
I
then I'm
give you
gonna
my
try to
word.
kill them anyway.
It will not harm them.
Your word.
For 4 weeks, I lived with the Fremen, hidden in the desert in a community called the Siege. Stilgar, the leader of that siege, is coming with me to meet you, sire.
This siege, how was it hidden?
It's underground. Arrakis is filled with caverns.
How big was the place?
I'd say 10,000 people. And there are hundreds of sieges.
Millions of Fremen. You were right.
The Harkonnen estimate was 50,000 on the whole planet.
Fools.
The Fremen watched me search for them for days. I never saw them. Finally, they sent a warrior out to kill me. And I gotta tell you, I've never come so close to dying. There's no finer fighter in the Imperium. They fight like demons.
Desert power.
Mm-hmm.
But your sieges will be yours forever. And you will never be hunted while I govern here.
That's very honorable. I must go. That's all I have to say to you.
Won't you stay? We would honor you.
Honor requires that I be elsewhere. She.
I don't like him.
Land bears fruit.
But it will take time.
It will take time.
Gurney. That's so funny. That's so funny, like knowing, you know, what you know. If you've read the books. It's
Paris
just,
compass.
I don't
Mountains
like
have a
them.
magnetic field, so
Movements provide the power. Inside the mask, you'll find a tube to allow you to drink the recycled water. In good working order, your suit won't lose more than a thimbleful of water a day.
Most impressive.
Let's have a look at you, lad. You've worn a still suit before.
No, this is my first time.
Your desert boots are fitted slip fashion at the ankles. Who taught you to do that?
no one.
Seemed the right way. Are you from it?
I am accepted in both siege and village. Now, come and see the spice sands on which your livelihood depends.
Spice. Flows.
I recognize your footsteps, old man.
Hypnotized. That was insanely cool looking, and the way the sand moved and they were sinking into it when it was sucking down the... Oh my lord.
Hey! You cannot...
I know a knife is important. Somehow.
Someone will hand me a blade.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know who, or when, or where.
Some things, though, are crystal clear. I can feel it.
Yeah.
I know you're pregnant.
You can't know that. I barely know that. It's only been a few weeks.
Oh god, the Sardaukar. Fucking drop behind them. Now you're all fucked. Takes care of the problem with the deaf one.
Set her free! Give me the knife! Your pitch was too
Your son is dead. Your concubine is dead. Tonight the house of our traitors falls. And your bloodline ends forever.
Yep. Guess they know what that means. Fremen. You need to go to the Fremen. Indeed. Chris Knife.
I see unholy war spreading across the universe like unquenchable fire. A warrior religion that waves the Atreides banner in my father's name. Fanatical legions worshipping at the shrine of my father's skull. A war in my name! Everyone shouting my name!
You are your father's son. You are my son. You are the Duke. God, traitors. You know who you are. You know who you are.
Get off me!
You did this to me! You Bene Gesserit made me a fake!
Prophecy. This is so cool, though, how they're completely buried over Duncan.
Where's Duncan?
Lady. Paul. I'm so sorry. Your father.
We know.
My Lord Duke.
He's locked the door. He's gone.
We have to go. We have no choice.
Even when you know it's coming, right? Ah. Too bad you're gonna get eaten by a worm there, fucking Sardaukar.
I serve only one master. His name is Shai Hulud.
See that it's hard.
It's a thumper.
Calling it off. You are saved.
They're weaklings. Jeremy's. There was a brave crossing they made in the path of Sheikh Hulud. He does not speak or act like a weakling. Nor did his father.
My thumper saved his life. Go back to Riza Stilgar. He's not the one.
Didn't you say you were a weirding woman and a fighter?
Our conversation ran short.
Peace, woman. Peace. I judged too hastily.
You say you're the Mahdi. But you look like a little boy. You chose the hardest way up. Follow me.
He's like, hey, I've been having these dreams about you.
Give it to me.
I don't believe you're the Lisan al-Gahib. But I want you to die with honor.
Mm-hmm.
This Chris knife was given to me by my great aunt. It's made from the tooth of Shai-Hulud, the great sandworm. This will be a great honor for you to die holding it.
Fashi, the boy doesn't know. There's no yielding under the Amtal rule. Only death is the test of it. You should be toying with him.
Paul has never killed a man.
You're one of us now. A life for a life. Come with us to Sitz-Tavern.
No. Paul needs to get off world. You must have ways. You have smugglers. You have ships.
No.
You have...
The Emperor sent us to this place. And my father came. Not for spice. Not for the riches. But for the strength of your people. My road leads into the desert. I can see it. If you'll have us, we will come.
This is only the beginning.
All right, that was it. Dune Part 1. I don't know about you guys, but for me, this was everything that I could have hoped it would be, honestly. I was speechless multiple times throughout watching this movie. It hit all of the right notes in terms of the emotions that I was hoping to be conveyed to come out of this particular story. It did a good job in explaining both the political background and the more mystical elements in a way that it didn't seem like exposition. The exposition didn't seem like overt exposition in a way that it was intrusive. The way that they like slipped it in with things like learning about Arrakis, for example, as a way to bring these things together. The visuals were absolutely stunning. stunning, superb. Again, he was the perfect person to direct this film, no question. Everyone was thinking, and indeed it is true. The casting, you know, as I had mentioned before, was fantastic, spot on. I have no complaints about any of the central cast members. Every scene with the worm was incredibly exciting. The scene, Liet's death taking down the Sardaukar with the worm was beautiful. The way that the worms start to come up and you see everything sinking down into the sand couldn't be better. Duncan's last stand, I was tearing up. I was getting really upset, which is exactly as it should be. That's one thing for me that in previous film or TV incarnations of this, that they've not really hit that part of it, that emotional connection, and they did a great job with it here. The scene at the beginning with the Reverend Mother, I still think that was perfect. One of the first like really impactful, super significant moments that told you that this was gonna have the right feel, when he actually looks up and meets her eyes at the same time as the music hits, and you can see him having the vision simultaneously, and you can see in her eyes that she knows. Harkonnens were sufficiently disgusting and terrifying, so that was spot on perfect. Again, just going back to the casting slightly, Lady Jessica is everything I could hope for. Rebecca Ferguson is basically the living representation of how I would picture Lady Jessica, both not just in appearance, but in terms of her actions. The way that they did the voice was great. The music was wonderful. The way that they incorporated Paul's visions at different parts so that you could see some of what was to come. And also you could kind of see and feel the weight of it. You know, this is another thing in previous film sort of representations. I don't really feel like they were able to accurately convey the kind of weight of what he was feeling with the ideas of this, of what he was potentially to become and what was potentially to be done in his name, in his father's name, and that the kind of tension within himself of not wanting that and also feeling that it is what must be, and that he eventually accepts and gives into at the end when he decides, no, I'm going to stay with the Fremen, I'm going. Desert power, this is what we are here for. Yeah. Again, the music is fabulous all the way through. So I don't want to give away too much in terms of what's going to happen in part 2. If they make it, please God, let them successfully make it. So I'm definitely going to go see this in the theaters at least once, if not more. Gotta get the money out there so that they will make a part 2. But just to say, I don't want to give away too much of what's going to happen there. So I don't know how much I should really say, because I'm sure there's some people out there that have not read the book or seen previous film representations, so you don't really know what's coming or what lies ahead. And I definitely don't want to spoil anything, but I'll just say that for me, this is kind of a good stopping point, and I'm sure that there was some people, both people who have read the book and books and people who have not, who saw this ending and were like, what the fuck, wait, what's the rest of it? This is where we're ending? No. But it really is, to me, the perfect moment, because we are getting now here, like I said, Paul's acceptance of what his future potentially is going to be and where it lies and what he has to do, and him going off now with the Fremen, who have decided to accept him because of what he has just done. And so it's, you know, as they were trying to say through the dialogue, the argument is that the death of Paul Atreides and the birth of the Kwisatz Haderach, but of course, like, I don't want to get into too much about things that will happen or like how he's gonna go throughout that, but it's like, this is the first chunk of Paul's journey. This is Paul Atreides' journey. And the second chunk, he's still him, but you know, he's also more. He's Muad'Dib. He's, you know, well, you guys will see if you don't know, and if you do know, you know what I'm talking about. So to me, this was actually the perfect moment to do it, even though it leaves you wanting so much more. So I really hope that they're able to come back and do part 2. I'd be super curious about other things that would happen in part 2 also. I'm really curious because first of all, they'd have to cast some more kind of significant roles of characters that weren't even in this one. No Fayed Rotha, which I think actually is a good choice. And then they can have him be kind of significant and they can try to cast someone. I don't know who's ever going to live up to Sting, but you guys know. And then Irulan also possibly, depending on how much the story gets into it, but we'll see about that. Yeah, and Alia. So yeah, I'm incredibly pleased with this. I want to know you guys' thoughts. If you're somebody who has never read the books and doesn't really know anything about Dune, how was this as an experience to you coming in? Did you feel confused about anything, or did you feel that it was explained well? Did you just enjoy the ride? Did you feel it was a strong movie and story even without that background knowledge? Because of course I can only think of it from having background knowledge, right? And then, if you have read the books, were you happy where they left it off? Were you happy with the translation, the adaptation here and what they did? Were you happy with the various characters and how they were represented, the actors, you know, everything. I just want to know your thoughts in general. I want to watch it again, like, already, but I also want to go see it in the theater probably tomorrow, so maybe I shouldn't watch it already again. I don't know, but all right. I've talked quite a bit, and this is a long movie, so this is a long reaction. The full-length one, of course, is going to be on Patreon. If you're watching this on YouTube and you want to see the full-length reaction, that's where you go. Hopefully I won't have any difficulty getting this up on YouTube. It'll probably have to be filtered and mirrored and all sorts of things, but you know, that's how it is, and that's fine. That's their movie, and I want people to go see it in the theater, so please do give us a part 2. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Hopefully I will see you next time. Bye.